Around 200,000 women, mostly Korean, were forced to serve the Japanese military during the Second World War, and many are still waiting for a heartfelt apology from Japan. The planned conference will be the first time in 8 years for the Koreas to put their heads together on the matter. An official at Seoul's Unification Ministry said the South Korean civic group proposed to counter Japan's ongoing denial of its wartime crimes together, and that the North agreed. 24 South Koreans, including one survivor of Japan's military sexual slavery, will meet 10 North Korean representatives. Meanwhile, a diplomatic source said Wednesday that a Japanese government official met with a human rights activist taking care of the Korean victims for the first time last week in Seoul. The Japanese government initially asked to meet with the comfort women to determine their demands ahead of a government-level meeting between Seoul and Tokyo next month. In response, the South Korean activist urged Japan to acknowledge Tokyo's legal responsibility for forcing the victims into sexual slavery. The activist also said the Japanese leader should apologize to the victims on the international stage.
South Korea and Japan have been locked in a heated debate over the issue of Japan's wartime sexual slavery of Korean women. At a UN Human Rights Council session Wednesday, Japanese representatives said they cannot accept an earlier speech by South Korea, which urged the so-called comfort women issue to be addressed as a universal human rights issue. They said Tokyo cannot accept a Seoul court ruling last month that ordered the Japanese government to compensate the victims, claiming the issue has already been settled. The South Korean side said the issue should fall within the boundaries of human rights violations amid a war and cannot be granted state immunity.